to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Alright guys, currently it's about 7 p.m. Eastern time. The price of Bitcoin is at 117,400. Yesterday we went over the weekly candle close, but let's go over it again really quickly. Here, as you can see, the 2-week candle closed bullishly. We did have a wick that brought us down. Currently, we kind of have like an indecisive green candle. It's too early to tell. We have about 13 days before this closes, but what's good here is that the stochastics are on the way up, so that is pretty bullish for Bitcoin. Now, on the weekly candle, we close a red candle here. It's kind of a bearish hammer, and it kind of looks like a topping tail. And I've told you guys before, topping tails usually signify that we're probably going to go down, at least for the short term, midterm. We are topping on the stochastics, so that kind of correlates. We're starting to curve over, so it's possible that we do come down. The 21 moving average is at 98,856, so we're kind of far from the 21 moving average. We did pump up for a while, so it does make sense for us to at least go sideways or slightly down and let the 21 moving average catch up to price range here before we can make another blast up. Now, you guys know I have this on a flag that should take us to about 135. I also have this in a rising wedge that could break us up to 155. But again, this is a weekly candle chart. Each week is a new candle, so by the time all these candles fill out, we make that measure move, it could take months for that to happen. Now, on the 3-day chart, the stochastics are toppy. As you can see, we're starting to roll over. We're on the way down. The 21 moving average here is at 109,212. On the 2-day chart, stochastics also rolling over here. Now, on the daily chart, this candle closes in about an hour. As you can see, we've been having a couple of red days. We've been kind of falling down. I mean, we're still in a flag pattern, which is bullish here. The 21 moving average is at 113,987. The stochastics are on the way down. We never got that curve that I was anticipating we might get to remain bullish, but my speculation is that now that we are kind of like at 114,000 for the 21 moving average, and we do have a CME gap there, I feel like we probably will fall down either today, tomorrow, or sometime this week to at least 114k before possibly coming back up. Possible that we could even go lower than that, but that's the next move. I'm a little bit bearish short term. I don't think a massive big move down is going to happen, but at least to 14k I believe will possibly happen. Now, we take a look at the stochastics on the other time frames, like the 22-hour chart. Look, we lost a 21 moving average. Usually when you lose a 21 moving average here on the 22-hour chart, that transfers over into the daily chart, where we would at least come down to touch the 21, if not even lose it there as well, from what I've seen. And the stochastics are low here, so at some point we will come up, but the way they look, they kind of look like we're going to continue to drag here for a little bit. 12-hour chart is the same. On the 10-hour chart, stochastics are still low. We could probably start coming up. You can see we lost a 21 here as well. We have the 50 moving average, which is at 115,389. That should hold us as support. If we lose that, then I will see more downside. 8-hour chart, stochastics are low. It looks like we're on the way up, but we're below the 21 moving average. That's bearish. 6-hour chart, if we zoom in, the stochastics are low, but look, it looks like we want to roll over here, so it's possible we have more downside. And now on the 4-hour chart, the stochastics never made it back up. We rolled over again. We lost a 21 and the 50 moving average. We kind of lost the 80 moving average a little bit. We're trying to stay above it as we speak. So if we lose that, the next stop is the 100 moving average at 115,249. And if we lose that, then our last line of defense before getting more bearish going to be the 200 moving average at 110,671. Now, you guys know I have two patterns here, which is the flag pattern that breaks us out almost to 126k, but we currently fell out of the flag. And I also have a head and shoulder pattern, which is bearish, that breaks us down to about 111,500, and we just broke the neckline on that. So it kind of makes sense with the stochastics going down and we haven't been able to get the momentum up, that maybe this measured move is going to eventually play out. Now, on the 1-hour chart, the stochastics are on the way up. This kind of looks like a double bottom. We came down here, we came down here again. So maybe with the stochastics being low, we could make it back up to the 21 moving average and the 200 moving average. We do have to reclaim these averages in order to remain bullish. If we come back up here to retest and we get rejected, then I do see more downside happening. And on the 15-minute chart, the stochastics are toppy. We're on the way down. Maybe this could be an inverted head and shoulder that starts to play out, but we did lose the 200 moving average and we're currently losing the 21 moving average. So all in all, guys, I see Bitcoin being bearish short term, especially with the topping tail that we have on the daily chart from a couple days ago and the new topping tail now now on the weekly, I do see us coming down to at least 114k, if not even 110k before more upside. It's possible we do get more upside, but I still feel like at some point in time we're going to have to touch that 114k at least. All right guys, that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.